Personal belongings swept out to sea by last year's tsunami are now appearing on North America's west coast. One recent item in the news was a motorcycle that washed up onto a beach on an island in the Canadian province of British Columbia. But local communities are concerned about the massive amount of debris that's believed to be heading towards their shores and what to do with it all. NHK World's Mayumi Maruyama reports.
This rusted motorcycle was found on April 18th. It was inside a container that washed up on Graham Island, about 6,500 kilometers from Japan. A local resident, Peter Mark, found the motorcycle while out on the beach one day. He likes to collect things brought by the tide.
I thought it must be the craziest thing in the world that something like this can come across the Pacific in 13 months.
The discovery made headlines around the world. The owner was soon identified, a man who lives in tsunami-hit Miyagi Prefecture.
I would like to thank the man who found my bike.
Mark hopes to soon return the motorbike to its owner. He is now arranging to have it sent to a firm that has offered to repair it after sending it back to Japan.
I found this in February.
The motorbike is not the only thing Mark has recovered from the beach. His collection includes a volleyball.
No. All we can do is our part to pick the items up and
clean up the beach
and make any effort possible to return personal belongings to the rightful owner. And just the big thing is just treat everything with respect.
The tsunami, triggered by a massive earthquake, swept millions of tons of wreckage, including destroyed buildings, into the Pacific Ocean. Parts of it, like the motorcycle, have already reached the western coast of North America. But it's only the beginning. Untold amounts of debris are expected to begin arriving soon. And this has residents worried. Caroline Hasseltine works at a bed and breakfast near the shore.
Styrofoam life ring, fire one.
One of her jobs is to clean the beach almost every day. Normally, she keeps the occasional things she finds at home. But this year, it's different, and the local authorities have yet to decide how to dispose of all the wreckage.
No, none of this at all. We had nothing like this at all. We have never had anything like this. It's unique to this year.
It's not only the amount of debris that has the locals worried. People are also wondering whether the wreckage is radioactive. One of the municipalities on the island installed radiation detectors in March to try and ease concern.
Right now, which is it's just from the anxiety in the community. A particular thing showed up drifting across on the oceans, and I tested it was radioactive. That's the only way I can see now.
However, because of limited financial resources and manpower, the small island has no plan about how to dispose of the expected bulge of debris from Japan.
There's no plans that are currently in place that are solid. We're going to have to work with them as well as the other agencies to develop a plan how to address the debris.
More than 1 year has passed since the March 11th tsunami, but people living in the North American Pacific coast, thousands of kilometers from Japan, are now starting to confront a problem that could haunt them for months or even years to come. Mayumi Maruyama, NHK World, Los Angeles.
NHK World's Michitaka Yamaka joins us now. He's part of our team looking into the tsunami debris story. Michitaka, thanks for coming in. This is a huge problem. What kind of international rules are in place to deal with all this debris?
Actually, there are no global agreements governing this issue. That means coastal nations must do their own cleanup. They will have to shoulder huge costs, both in terms of equipment and manpower. No governments have asked Japan to pay for the cleanup. And the absence of international rules makes it difficult for them to do that. Experts believe The tsunami swept away around 4.8 million tons of debris. About 30% is floating somewhere in the Pacific. The majority is expected to reach North America within 2 years.
What are Pacific Rim nations most worried about at this point?
Government officials have expressed concern about so-called secondary damage from collisions with ships or the impact of fuel leaks on marine environments. Last month, a Japanese fishing vessel was found drifting off Canada's west coast. The U.S. Coast Guard sank it. Experts say measures must be taken as soon as possible to prevent accidents.
There is no international law clarifying responsibilities for handling debris. It's impossible for Japan to deal with this alone. That's why we have to create an international framework for disposing of debris, cooperating with the countries involved.
So Michitaka, what is the Japanese government doing?
Leaders have been slow to act, mostly because they've been dealing with post-disaster relief. Last December, government researchers started an investigation. They are doing more to share information with the US and Canadian governments. A lot depends on how much the three countries can strengthen ties to prevent secondary damage.
Michitaka, thank you for your time.